good music, dope visuals, man. We really ain't pushing for anything else, man. Good music, dope visuals, and just entertainment, bro. You're gonna be entertained, you know?
Miami on my lap, California in the air, New York on my mind, cause I'll be everywhere, I'm everywhere.
Yeah, kind of, the way we hooked up is, through the Rolling Stone project. I was like the way Shottie rap, so even at that project at that time, I was like, yo, let's do a solo project, and let's try to put it out.
I think when we did the Rolling Stone project, and I was, for me personally, when I was rapping over Tev's beats, they just felt like organic to me and shit. And it's kind of like helped me like define like, okay, that's kind of the direction I want to go musically.
Bass, word up, Brooklyn, Broadway, actually Manhattan Broadway. Doing it on the Shottie project. It's an unnamed, untitled project as of now, but it's fly.
Towards the end of 2011, I guess it was like around November, we had finished the Rolling Stone project somewhere, we had just came out finishing that. So I gave him a call and I was like, yo, you really want to finish doing this album? Like, you want to start on it? I mean, if you're down, why don't you just come up to Brooklyn and we can just do it out here and just focus on music?
Yeah, it pretty much all started with that one phone call, man. Tev finally hit me up. He's like, yo, you gonna come out here or what? And that kind of like lit the fire under me, I was like, oh, okay. Like, this dude really wants to do this shit.
Yeah, like I knew like if we were gonna do a solo project that we were gonna have to have a little bit more time than we had on the Rolling Stone project as a group.
As soon as I got here, man, it's like we were going at 88 miles an hour, you know what I mean? Like we didn't stop.
Yeah, that's what we're DeLorean lifing,
Yeah. So when we brought the DeLorean out.
Now, I just wanted to get him up to speed because out here in Brooklyn we work fast and like it's a fast beat like place, so you know what I mean. I knew that if he can get into that, like dribble into that rhythm and shit, then maybe we could create something.
I don't wanna hurt no one, but I might before this verse is done, baby. I know it's tough, baby. I never said
I guess how the Baby video came about was, like he said, we had the song already and he had recorded it on his own, and I really had a vision for this project going into it that I wanted it to have a lot of visuals, because I felt like some of the projects that we had worked on before had lacked visuals, and then being that Shottie had that the camera, it kind of like it was something we had to do. I felt like at that point that we needed to not only spark the fire musically but also visually. So the Baby video ended up working. We got picked up by a few blogs and we got some hits, and and I felt like at that point like it showed us that you can do more than just release tracks and like start doing some virals and approach the game a little bit differently. Not so differently, just add more to the cake, basically what it is.
So Tev was pretty much like, we got to set up the war strategy, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much, I think that trip is when we did that, because we already had recorded, I think we recorded like 4 songs here in New York. We already had pretty much kicked off the album creatively, and we were almost on autopilot at that point creatively.
In one trip, it was like 4 or 5 days. We recorded a video and shot 4 songs. That's how we started the album.
And the virals.
I'm aqua.
He's got a dope new video out called Baby. You can catch it on YouTube. He's got a new album coming out called DeLorean Doors. He reps Kendall. There ain't nothing as Miami as fucking Kendall, y'all. We invented Christmas. Come on, man. Yeah. I want y'all to make some noise for my man representing ID4. Give it up for Shottie!
Breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly, cash flow, 2 hoes, Synchronized, skinny dipping.
Look out for 95 Labs, Geargasm, ID4 coming soon. Fuck the rest of you, I just don't like any of you. If you don't fuck with me, the Littles, the TeV95, I don't like you. I'm not even gonna talk to you. I don't wanna talk to you. He'll kick your ass. Not me though. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I do beat up the pussy.
I had to go back down to Miami so we can get everything straightened out, and I knew that we had to get a social media campaign and set up the pages correctly. And you know, like I said before, I mean, it's a lot about planning for the future.
From the beginning, I think we said that we should keep the features at a minimum and just kind of showcase me and Tev and what we bring to the table. But the features that we did have on there, like
they were all there for a reason.
Right. There's like a real connection to the project. Like, you know, Itagüí is somebody I went to high school with. I mean, I've known this dude since high school, and it was cool that we finally were able to connect on that track for my first album. And Littles is, you know, I've been rapping with Littles since I started rapping. You know, ID4, and like it was important for me to have Littles on my album. You know what I mean? Especially this being my first album, and I knew it was gonna get a proper release and all that. Like that, you know, that was important for me.
Yeah, that Razcast feature, it came through. I mean, you know, shout out to Raz for coming through. We reached out to him and he showed love. He really did. Like, it was, you know, he liked the track and he spit to it and it came out tight. And it was definitely a nice addition to the album. I think it put a good touch on it. We've known Merch. We've both known Merch, and Merch has, you know, incredible artwork, and he's done work for us before, and so we reached out, and it's like, you know, he did an incredible cover. I mean, it's incredible artwork, and you know, definitely shouts to Merch, Jose Merch, man. He's got tight work.
It was time to start putting some new visuals out there, so I hollered at the homie Garcia.
It's gonna work, man. Are you nervous? No, it's gonna work for sure. Are you nervous? You're not gonna like freeze up before the shit goes off right here in your face? I don't think I will. Better not, homie.
Yeah, this is Garcia, co-founder of Crazy Hood Film Academy, and I had the honor of directing 2 videos off of the DeLorean album for Shottie. I did Legendary Shit, and I also did the video for Be Everywhere. And we was kind of just going through the whole album, man. The whole album was real dope. But when I heard Legendary Shit, it really stood out to me just because of the storytelling aspect of it, because I've always looked at Shottie as a really good storyteller, and I like the fact that he was telling stories about his childhood, and I always wanted an opportunity to try to direct children, because I heard it was a real challenge to direct children. The first child was 12 years old. That was my man Omar's kid, Chimmy, and you know, all the kids did a good job, man. I mean, Chimmy really blew me away. He came in super prepared, super memorized, and then the second child was Shottie's little cousin. Also came in super prepared, super memorized. Overall, man, it was just a real good experience to shoot that video. When we shot Be Everywhere, we didn't want to do the typical, you know, let's just, you know, fake it and put some hot chicks in here and shit. You know, there's some pretty girls in there. Don't get her twisted. But you know, it wasn't supposed to be like a stereotypical rap video. You know, Mary Jane came through and killed it. The squib scene was the illest part. I said, yo, what if I put an M80 on Shottie's chest, right? And my director of photography, Jacob, he started cracking up. He was like, yo, kill him. So we got a much smaller firecracker. I tested it out on myself first.
It matches this ain't what they used to be, huh?
No.
Well, it worked, but we do need to put the slit in. We gotta make the slit in the shirt.
Yeah, it definitely came out legendary, man. And shout to Garcia and shout to Jacob and everybody else that was involved, man. It was love. We needed to shoot a couple more videos for the DeLorean project, so I came back up to New York, and that was the second, you know, that was the second trip I took up here. We shot the Joe Dumars video first, and yeah, that came out crispy, man.
So we shot the Joe Dumars video, and like the fast forward and shit was a crazy idea. And shout out to my man Turk that held the camera and shit on the spot. Like, we came up with it, and he, you know, we went out and did it. So we were looking forward to what we were gonna do next. So I suggested that we, you know, do a rap project, something that's really tough. You know what I mean?
Shottie TeV95.
I mean, we made the horror movie video, which is really like I would say the genesis of the videos, the new video era and shit. So we chopped that beat. He wrote the rap on the spot. We recorded it. I mixed it the same night, and then we wrote the movie. Did the test shots.
We actually did test shots with Tev. I mean, the exact same shots that we ended up using in the video, except with Tev running through them.
And we got Candace, who she had came out in on one of my other videos. So she's the homie, and Candace came through, and the following day. So like this was within 3 days. We did everything.
Like Tev said, I think it was the start of like a new era for us, where we said, fuck it, let's do a video with no performance shots, where it's just on some straight up movie type vibe, you know? You're not gonna see me rapping in that video at all, you know what I mean? It's almost like we scored a mini movie with one of our songs.
Yeah, we knew we needed something legendary, so, you know, I guess that was just the next step. And it's really also, you know, an example of, you know, learning to do something with very little, because I mean, even with that video, it's all in one location. I mean, like the whole entire video is handheld. There's no tripod. There's no lights.
Yeah, like it probably cost us like a total of $25.
And it's like it was all in one spot in one moment, you know. And it was done like literally like that's the bathroom of the studio. That's the bathroom of 95 Labs.
It was done 20 feet away from where we recorded the actual song, so it's crazy. Yeah, like not like drag it down.
Yeah, that's good.
There it is. Good times. Blood, guts, knives, and mustaches.
When you listen to the Holy Spirit, like those are the type of beats that I like, and the raps that he likes. Like if we only had to choose one style, that'd probably be it.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah, definitely.
Somebody better wake the fat lady up. She's singing live in front of a packed stadium. Commercial radio, never been on my radio. Some ignorant finger in the labia of Lady Luck.
I had to take the last flight, and it was the very last flight before I could actually get there on time. But like going back to that trip, when Tev told me, yo, you want to rock a show in New York, it was like I didn't even think twice about it, man. You know, I scrounged up the money to come out here, and yeah, man, we got it done. And that ended up being the trip where I said, you know what, maybe I want to move out here.
Now I'm on some new shit, so when you hear the tag popping, mean that I just ran in the spot. Get your money like a suitcase and put it all on me. I told you, girl, put it all on me.
95 Labs in Brooklyn Wildlife, and like, we taking the show to the city. We set up the city sessions in Manhattan and Ella. It's a fucking dope lounge. And it's just a platform for us to showcase independent talent, man. And you know, definitely we got Shottie there, always performing in Brooklyn Wildlife, Watercolor, Chris Carr, Keith Edwards, and then we always have the special invited guests, man. Taekwon Sounds is always there too and shit. So yeah, man, it's definitely was definitely a good platform for us to showcase our music in the city and to get more following, man. And, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely a good exposure.
DeLoreanAlbum.com, shameless plug.
I mean, Soda Popinski was like really where you'll see that video. Soda Popinski is the first video where we have lighting, and so right there, that video is more about the lighting than everything, and then everything else is just extra. Of course, we have women and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think also like it established, like we have this aesthetic in our videos with like the femme fatales, which I think is a cool thing, because like if you look at a lot of other rappers, the females in their videos are just in there like dancing, and we kind of wanted to come from a different angle with as far as like portraying the females, and we kind of wanted to portray them like as badasses, you know, badass chicks. shout out to Danny Bathory and shout out to Chris Carr, man. They definitely came through with that video on some real acting tip. I think that's the video that's got some of the best acting that we've done, because it's not necessarily like one of the gory, violent videos, even though it has a little twist at the end. But like the acting was good, man. That scene right there with Danny and Chris gets me every time, man. When he ashes in the sandwich and that whole deal. So yeah, shout out to them, man. That video was that was another fun video to do.
Nobody ever taught me how to do shit. I had to screw shit up before I knew shit. Now I'm on some new shit.
We casted Annette like the night before. We didn't even have the complete concept down. We weren't even committed to an idea, like, and you know, Shottie was a little weary. He was a little weary about the project. I don't know if he really believed that at that moment, but shit, it came through, man.
Yeah, and I think that's just a matter of like making the mentality like, yo, let's just get this done. We don't got an idea, so what? Let's just get it done. We'll think of something, and at the end of the day, we're gonna have some product out. And just like also having faith that it's gonna be dope.
Got a shooter that'll neuter all your hatred. So go and swallow up your pride like a bottle of Patron, before they find you in your home with a shot of cyanide inside a filet mignon. And they ain't got nobody to blame it on, but
show the table too.
Laughing like you just got away with the shit.
Show the table a little bit too, Jim. Back to her face.
I think Alligator Alley, I think we shot it in under 2 hours.
The last one, man, that was the last video we shot for the DVD, and we wanted to make that shit extra crispy, so we hollered at Candace, our go-to, you know what I mean? She's been like the go-to girl.
Yeah, she's our Uma Thurman, you know what I mean? So we were already kicking around the idea of doing a prequel to Horror Movie, because Horror Movie's been our most successful video, and people have actually said like, oh, I wonder what happens, you know, before they got to the bathroom or whatever. So we always kicked around the idea, and we had some ideas going back and forth. The dude was standing outside the door literally as we're taking our last shots. He's standing right outside the door waiting for us to leave. And mind you, there's fake blood all over the room. There's fake bloody money all over the room. I mean,
and that last take on the video, when you see the video, there's like the take when they actually get into the hotel room and Shottie's taking all the money out of the bed. That's all one take, man. That was the only one take we had. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, cause the guy's outside the door and we were like literally cleaning up, and when you see Shottie grab her off the victim, that was all improv. And if I'm gonna say, go ahead and say, if we didn't have that shot, I mean, the video wouldn't have fell into place.
Work's getting done, bro. And it's like Tev said, this is true independent shit. A lot of people say they're independent and they're secretly backed by somebody, but this is true independent shit, man. This is straight from the grassroots.
Yeah, some like real hip hop shit and like, you know, some true independent music, man. You know what I mean? This is not no corporation that's throwing money at us to do this. Like, you know, this is like truly independent stuff that we financed ourselves, and you just see an example of, you know, really people working with close to nothing but putting like their heart and soul into it, you know what I mean? So, and moving quick, man. Like, this was all done in a year, man. This is God's speed right here, God.
Word. I'm getting there.
Look, you gotta wake up to live your dreams. So while you counting sheep, I'm meeting with my accountant, setting up accounts in the Philippines. Same reason your girl want a Philippine. It's not a joke. You can start World War III off a Shottie quote. Fuck rap, I go line for line with a line of coke. Crash airliners like Osama Geronimo. Whoa. They wanna know why I'm popping and I ain't got a deal. So I gotta deal with the speculation, not knowing that I gotta deal with the devil waiting. But it's still in negotiation, so I gotta chill. Too many promises, too many close calls. My nuts hang, but I ain't getting low-balled. And I ain't taking no loss, obeying no laws. I call audibles and throw bombs, go long. Every goal on my list getting met, except I ain't done Salma Hayek yet, but bet we gon' have a baby half Dominican, half Mex. Out the way, Indian, Aztec. A hell of a mix and hell in a mix of OG and sour diesel, brain cells in a mist. It got me thinking about life in general. The powers that be got us by the genitals. Democratic, Republican, both parties identical. They having their own party and nobody invited, but nobody fight it. And everybody got excited.